Ooh, this one's good. This person writes, I pray to God you crash in that ugly Viper. Well, sir, I simply disagree. Well, in Russia, the shoulder and sidewalks are valid passing lanes. Damn boomers, complaining about going the speed limit in the left lane. I am an old asshole and willing to die if I can leave the world a better place by taking out a young dangerous asshole like you with me. Ante up! All right, sucker! Ante up! Bring it on! Because I got a camera and I'd love to put your ass behind bars. What's up, people? So, the left lane response video, the left lane losers, and doing the left lane losers video with my cop friend were all amazing. It certainly stirred the pot, but what is so profoundly insane are the people out there that just don't get it. And I think the reason why these left lane losers video have caused such a stir is because it's not just about traffic laws, learning the traffic law and what makes the most sense, but it's kind of pinpointing a cultural problem in America with regard to people's thinking and what that is. So, long story short, I've printed off some comments. Comments from left lane losers, angry left lane losers, people that are defending both sides of the scenario, and I want to read them and see what you guys think. So let's rock and roll. Making sure I'm still recording. Okay, so this first one, funny title. This guy writes, I swear to you, my job is to make your life harder. The highway is the only place I can enforce that. Now, they might be writing that sarcastically based on what other people think, but that's kind of the main theme. That is the main theme of these left lane losers. Now, I'm not talking the lane hogs that just, have their head completely up their backside, have no idea what's going on, and have no regard for their fellow motorists. But these are the horrible kind of people that we're all losing our mind about. And they're just ruining it for everybody. This person writes, sport bike rider and enjoyed the first video. I called it quits after 13 minutes. And this is interesting. He writes, this is triggered boomer, the response. Ooh, interesting. I want you guys to comment on that thing. And that's obviously he's referring to baby boomers in terms of they're getting all angry because they think they're entitled, in terms of what this man is saying, to be able to hog the lane and write that. What do you guys think? Is this more of a baby boomer entitlement thing, or is it across the board? I was kind of thinking it was across the board. Now, this one's fascinating. This person writes, I am often a left lane loser to drivers that drive like you. I drive with the flow, usually 4 to 9% over the speed limit in the left lane. If I am driving in heavy traffic at a safe distance with a parade of cars in both lanes, and you whip up and tailgate me and flash your lights, I will slow down and pin you. If you go NASCAR, we will play the road rage game. I am an old asshole and willing to die if I can leave the world a better place by taking out a young dangerous asshole like you with me. Ante up! All right, sucker! Ante up! Bring it on! Because I got a camera, and I'd love to put your ass behind bars for this. Because you are literally what's wrong with it. Well, I mean, you literally just proved that guy wrong. It's a baby boomer thing. You're not helping the case, man. Don't do that. You say your speed, okay, that happens, because there's a flow of traffic. If you're driving in a heavy traffic at a safe distance with a parade of cars in both lanes and somebody whips up behind you, okay, that's annoying. But you know what? That guy will get over it. If you've got cars in both lanes, you're fine. So just because somebody makes you mad on the highway and you have a 3,000 or 4,000 pound weapon, you're going to take somebody out, a fellow American, just because you're angry? You're angry at life? What? You didn't have enough prosperity in your generation? Dude. Chillax, because us young people have cameras, and if you play that, you're going down. Okay, woo, let's move on to the next one. Oh, and this one's great. This guy writes in a reply to the past person, at least you'll be dead soon. That's something the rest of the world can look forward to. Oh God, I maybe should have arranged these in a certain way. Well, sir, I think you understand how the consensus feels about that. The world is gonna be okay. There's people like me that want to make it better. And we do something about it. Ooh, this one is going to be good. This person writes, in my opinion, if you are going the speed limit, you should be able to drive in the left lane without getting harassed. That said, I rarely ever leave the right or center lane. I'm not suicidal. Also, around DC highways, all lanes are jammed at all times, and you rarely make it up to anywhere near the speed limit at any time. By the way, laws vary state to state. Okay, you know, that's fairly reasonable. However, sir, your first sentence is incorrect. If you are going the speed limit, you don't have the right to just drive in the left lane. That is for passing. If there's nobody else in the other lanes, get your butt over to the right. That is what the laws mean. And even if for some inexplicable reason a state didn't have that law, that's the best and smartest way to drive. Ask the Germans, okay? So relax. And if you're getting harassed because you're doing the speed limit in the left lane, you deserve to get harassed. You're screwing up the flow of the traffic, you're causing a danger, and you're ticking people off. And how do I know that? Thousands of comments. You don't own the roads. Get over yourself. Or get a ticket, I don't care. This person, this is interesting. God. Oh man. I stopped giving a what lane everybody is in. The right lanes have turned faster than the lefts anyway, so now I'm bombing in every lane. IDGAF. Which means I don't give a for the baby boomers watching. Oh my dear Lord. So basically what this person is saying is, because that our educational system for having your license and driving stinks, and that this is not being properly looked after by law enforcement. And we're not blaming law enforcement, people. They do the job of dingbat politicians, okay? Like, cut the cops a break. They're trying to help everybody out. Dude, you can't just give up. You can't just give up and go to into anarchy, okay? Good people like you or me, if we just give up and just don't care anymore, then everything goes to pot. And I say that to everybody out there. Like, just because you're getting mad, just because this is going on, like, still realize how this is, and let's all get to our destination intelligently with the flow, okay? So let's move on. This person, oh, good Lord, have mercy, writes, okay, so who's paying for my ticket for being on your passing lane or fast lane doing 75 so I don't have to hurt your feeling if I do 65 instead? And make sure you file a lawsuit against all those comments that verbally assaulted you, LOL. Okay, so first of all, if you're in the passing lane or fast lane doing 75 or 65, I don't care if you're passing. But if you can be in a different lane, then get your ass over. You won't get a ticket. But if you stay in the passing lane at 65 miles an hour, let's say that's the speed limit, you're going to get a ticket. That's illegal. I don't care. If there's a load of cars on your right, okay, and you can't get over, that means you either need to gently speed up and get over or slow down and get over. Let the traffic go. It has nothing to do with anything else. There is a natural flow of traffic. Man, this got ramped up quickly, you guys. Okay, let's keep going. This person, in response to the last, writes, the left lane is for passing. If you're going 65, then move the f*** over. Go back to driving school. All right, man. I mean, that's accurate. If not a little aggressive. But hey, let's get the point across, I guess. Okay, here we go. Oh, geez. Good Lord. This is going to be rough. Hang on, people. This person writes, let me tell a story about how a left lane hog ruined my life. I got a call late one evening from my girlfriend's best friend. She told me that my girlfriend was in the hospital about to miscarry our baby. I looked at my clock and saw that I had exactly 30 minutes to make the last ferry boat of the night to make the 2-hour drive and ferry ride to see her in the hospital. I grabbed a toothbrush and a change of clothes and ran out the door. As soon as I entered the freeway, I could see 2 cars driving side by side in the 2 lanes of the highway ahead of me. They were both going 5 miles an hour under the speed limit, and they were literally the only cars I could see on the highway. They both refused to do anything to allow me to pass for several exits. Eventually, I was able to get around them, but apparently the lady who was blocking the left lane didn't think I should be allowed to pass her, so she called the cops. I got pulled over, did not get a ticket, but as you can guess, I did not make the ferry because of the delay. I drove all the way there to see the ferry pulling away. I then had to turn around and drive another 4 hours to get to the hospital, and by then, she had already miscarried and was home crying. I wasn't able to even drive my girlfriend home from the hospital after we lost our baby because some woman felt entitled to block traffic in the left lane. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, entitled lane hogs. Your actions destroy the lives of fellow Americans and you don't even care. I think this guy said it the best. First of all, if you're driving two abreast on the highway 5 under the speed limit, one of you is absolutely breaking the law, the person in the left lane. And if you've got some sort of interpersonal issue that you think no one can pass you because your life is so crappy, this is your one way to flex power, guess what? You're about to get power flexed upon you. And that's either going to come from the law enforcement, if they get with the program, or it's going to come from somebody like this. So knock it off. We are all in this thing called life together. So now the other thing I want to say out there to all you commenters, please, this guy put something out there and, went out on a limb to tell a difficult, trying story as to how somebody screwed up his life in this way. So don't go picking it apart. I'll just delete it. Get over yourselves. The same person writes, anyone who thinks they're entitled to camp in the left lane, regardless of their reasoning, is truly a selfish human being. You as an American do not have the right to force people to bend to your will and prevent them from their chosen path. You know what? He's right. It's not up to you or me to tell somebody else that we think you're going too fast, or we don't like you because you're driving too crappy of a car or too expensive of a car. That person needs to go somewhere. Let them go somewhere. Because truthfully, if you hold them up, you're either screwing up their lives or you're putting everybody in danger. Just let them go. You know that police, I've heard this many times, if there's a motorcycle or a high-speed chase, they're not supposed to say this, but if it's over a certain mile an hour, they just let the person go. Because truthfully, it's safer. Just let them go and hope they don't get in a wreck. Because then if you suddenly have all these cops chasing them and you got everything behind it, guess what? There's probably going to be a wreck. And it's going to be worse. So you have to make that call. So left lane hogs. Come on. All right, let's keep going. Hopefully this gets funny. Good Lord. This person writes, tailgate me, you'll get 100. 7/16 nuts spilling in front of you or baby oil on your windshield. And yes, I drive 55 in center lane and don't like it past me or deal with it and cut short in front. You'll get pit maneuvered. Enough said. All right, sir. Well, you basically just said to the entire world, you are looking to premeditated manslaughter and you are completely okay with doing things to sabotage somebody's safe travels, to make them so they can't see, put their lives and other people's lives in jeopardy. So you know what? Go ahead and try it, because you'll be in jail. And if you pull that on somebody like me or my buddies, we will be sure to make sure you end up in jail. Okay? That's literally premeditated. What are you people doing? This person writes, this might be funny, and I'm going to put an accent. In Russia, the shoulder and sidewalks are valid passing lanes. Okay, well, Russia's rough. I guess I'm happy I'm in the United States that I can complain about left lane hogs. Let's all keep that in mind. Okay, next one. Ooh, this will be a good one. This person writes, you should get on your hands and knees and kiss the asphalt that you have it as good as you do on the American roads. Consume less soy and stop whining. All right, dude. I don't know if I eat that much soy. I can tell you how much steak I eat, if that matters to you. But also you spelled asphalt wrong, but you used 2 S's, so that might be funny. I don't know. And you sound like an old left lane hog to me. Okay, moving on. This person writes, I simply disagree. Well, fair enough. I appreciate you being polite. I don't know if you have a silly English accent like Family Guy or not. Oh, this one's going to be good, people. This person writes, I'm from a third world country. I don't know the third world country, so I'm not going to put an accent. I'm from a third world country living in the USA for almost 20 years. I first think I said when I started driving is that how come there are so many accidents with such nice roads? It all comes to education. How people drive and do many other things says a lot about them. Please don't take it the wrong way. It's time to change this nation for good. God bless you all. Wow. Wow. Okay, first of all, to everybody out there that's being a jerk, which is all of you left lane hogs, or people that are losing your minds and just yelling because you think you're entitled, we literally just got schooled in a kind and diplomatic way by someone from a third world country that is appreciative to living in the United States and wants to change this nation for good relating to the roadways. Do you people get it? And for all you jerks out there that like to pick on foreigners of some kind because they had their turn signal on too long, grow up. Okay, cheers to you, dude. All right, I like this guy. Okay, here we go. This person writes, I can't stand the vigilante mentality. 99% of the time I drive the speed limit or go with the flow of traffic. But when I need to be somewhere, or even just want to have some fun, and I'm not going fast in the left lane, that's my choice. He writes, and if I'm going fast in the left lane, that's my choice. If there's nobody in the way, then it's up to the police to stop me and give me a ticket for disobeying the law. It's not up to the car doing 55 in the right lane to get over 100 feet in front of me when I'm doing a faster speed than them. That creates a much more dangerous situation than my speeding in the first place. At that point, you're putting your life, your passenger lives, and my life in danger. If for some reason I'm unable to slow down, as someone who genuinely drives the speed limit a vast majority of the time, I've had this happen to me a shocking number of times, and I just don't understand it. It's genuinely dangerous, and for what? Because I'm driving at a speed you don't think is acceptable? Be my guest and report me to law enforcement. But for the love of God, do not cut me off going significantly slower than I am. You know, this person made a great and valid, worthwhile point. And let's boil it down to the most important part here. We live in a nation and civilization where we have law enforcement. If somebody is doing something that you cannot bear on the highway that you think is legal, we all have cell phones. Pick up your cell phone and call them and let the law enforcement officers take care of it. Okay? Not you. Not you. I know that the internet has empowered the entire world to say their opinion, hence what I'm doing right now. But I am not going to go out there and jack with left lane hogs physically. I am still going to try and drive intelligently and smartly to get to my destination and pay attention to my fellow motorists. If you have a problem, call the cops and let them decide it. It's not up to you. And if it becomes up to you and you try to do that, I don't think the cops are going to like you. And you're putting people in danger. Moving on. Good comment, sir. Or ma'am. I don't know the difference there right now. Okay, moving on. Whew. This guy writes, Sir, you need to calm down. You're very agitated. If you're this agitated when driving, you are a menace. Ooh, I like this person made this comment. Well, Mr. Individual, I am agitated. For good reason. Imbeciles are putting everybody at risk. On purpose, for the wrong, psycho, self-centered, selfish, vigilante, SJW mentality possible. Yeah, that makes me agitated. And we're talking about this, and it's becoming a big thing on YouTube, which is positive. Because if we all know about it and talk about it together as a nation, perhaps we can put things into place to have a better future. But everybody, I think you all know that. But what this person done is, I think, an ad hominem argument. He basically tried to point out that I'm unhappy and frustrated and agitated, and then magically makes a connotation that because I'm mad about this, or I'm bringing it up in a excited way, that I'm a menace. Interesting. You know, it's funny, I just did something recently about Mercedes dealership and this horrible dealership and this horrible service writer that refused to warranty a car claim on a dangerous car. And then when I was frustrated with him in this manner, he brought up, oh, you're agitated. I don't want to talk to somebody like this. Well, guess what, bub? That same manipulative tactic you just used in your comment is the same way con artists work. So, you know what? Piss off. I'm agitated, and so is everybody else, and your comment has no weight. So keep hogging the left lane, man. You're going to get nailed by the cops. Moving right along. This one will never make it to a selected comment segment. Au contraire, sir. I'm about to read it. This person writes, I hate America because of people that object to this man's video. These people are the type that get off on making other people's lives worse. You making someone mad gives you pleasure. That is the type of person I loathe. You are not the police or the gauge of how anyone should be doing anything. It is proven in global studies that everything this man said in the original video makes for unsafe driving conditions. Lane discipline is the cause of accidents constantly. Speed has nothing to do with safety. Stupid Americans don't get that. You can't pound it through their fat American heads. Everyone trying to govern. I hate you people. You make me hate my country. Love your video. Waste of breath though. Stupid people win. There are too many of them for you to convince they are wrong. Well, sir, you're right. On all accounts. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to try to make the future better. And I hope everybody out there does too. Except for you idiot SJW left lane hogs that are making it dangerous. You people need to realize it. We have police for a reason. Okay, here's another one. I passed someone at 10 over the speed limit and someone tailgated me, so I slowed down to match the speed of the guy in the right lane for like 5 minutes, and I pulled over to the right lane. I just don't tailgate people when they're going freaking 10 miles an hour over the speed limits. That's the only time I hog the left lane. And when there's only one lane on both sides of the road, just don't go 10 miles an hour under the speed limit, especially when there are 20 cars behind you. Seriously, I see a lot of these people when I'm driving. Traffic flow is important. Follow the speed limits or go faster, but not under. Fair enough, man. You hit the nail on the head with traffic flow is important. Everybody, most important thing to talk about, flow of traffic. Faster cars want to come up behind you. You don't want to go faster. Find a way to allow them to do that. Okay? Simple as that. And also, man, yeah, that first part you said. Okay, I'm glad you only did it once. This person, writes, damn boomers, complaining about going the speed limit in the left lane. Well, fascinating. That's two comments on boomers. I don't know. This person writes, I drove in the left lane everywhere I go. It's a fucking lane. How can a cop pull you over to these laws aren't for all of us? Sir or ma'am, or whatever it is that you identify with, you're breaking the law. You don't drive in the left lane. It's for passing and flow of traffic. You get over. It's called lane discipline. That's the way it is all over the world. Eventually you will get a ticket. I know you don't understand that law doesn't exist because no one told you that, and maybe your friends don't do it, but you are illegal. That's why it's a big deal. Figure it out. Moving on. Ooh, this one's good. This person writes, I pray to God you crash in that ugly Viper. Well, sir, you're too late. It already got wrecked. You know why? Because an individual thought they could illegally try to bomb across 5 lanes of traffic instead of turning right because they were in a right turn only lane. Didn't look both ways and slammed their car right across the median, and I couldn't avoid them, even though I was doing exactly precisely the speed limit. And they were cited. The car was totaled, got repaired, and here it is again. So you got your wish, bub. It got wrecked. And, you know, beyond that, you're just a crappy person. Move on. Okay, here we go to another one. Look at all the nasty comments from your little communist fanboys. How many of you cowards are going to chase an old lady down and scold her? None of you. All keyboard cowards. Whoa, dude. I don't know if you're an old lady. I haven't really met many old ladies that are this nasty. And I don't know what communists have to do with anything here. But this person decided to comment again, so I got more. You talk behind a camera. Care to face with people you call losers? My senior parents sometimes use the left lane. Now, since you call left users losers, I think it's time you talk face to face with a so-called loser, any loser. But you won't. You are a YouTube coward. You're the type to hurl insults and drive away. Man up! Post your name and location for all to see. Well, sir, I did man up and post my name for all to see. It's Casey Putsch, the name of this YouTube channel. Okay? If you want to find me, find me. Also, yeah, I will talk to these people. And I will do so nicely. Because that is an opportunity for me to educate them so we can all drive better together. Okay? Now, with regard to people from the older generation, my grandfather recently turned 95. About a year ago, his license was coming up from renew, and without anybody saying anything to him, he said, you know what? I think it's time for me to not renew my license because I'm just not confident doing it anymore. And I don't want to be a danger to others. And if I got in an accident, even if it wasn't my fault, they'd place the blame on me. So, sir, this is an opportunity to educate, not to hurl insults. If you're this angry, then you might be part of the problem in one way or another. Let's move on. And nobody comment about that guy. Let's let him roll. Let's let him roll. Maybe he was having a bad day. Okay, moving on. This person writes, I argue with my mother all the time about this. It drives me nuts. Pointing to an older generation thing. Hopefully they get it. Maybe you just need to find a new way to connect with her or somebody else. Maybe a law enforcement officer you can be friends with. This person writes, these dirty comments highlight the problem. Self-righteousness. I'm doing the speed limit, so I'm in the right. If you talk to any firefighter or first responders to accidents, they'll tell you the worst wrecks are caused by these morons. Good comment. This person writes, hey Casey, I'm going to go the speed limit in the left lane. If you have a problem with it, you can take it up with the hearing administration on your 60-minute, 10-mile drive behind me. Maybe 2 hours depending on how your POS V10 Fiat wants to act. Thanks for the whining. Oh, you didn't like my whining? You want some more? Okay, and this person also writes to someone else, why choose to get agitated? That's the problem with you assholes. You can't choose to f off, so you decide that the blame is on us. Ah, I like it. This is the problem. This is the argument from these self-entitled individuals. You see, he's doing something illegal and on purpose is trying to make everybody very, very angry and illegal by hogging the left lane and making it so anybody, including myself, can't drive efficiently and safely. And then he hurls insults, such as my car, a POS, that's an acronym for piece of shit. A Fiat, because that's also an acronym, because he's probably racist to Italians. And thanks for the whining, because he doesn't like my whining. And then he writes at the other person why they choose to get agitated. That's the problem with you assholes. You can't choose to f off, so the blame is on you. Sir, the blame is on you. You're illegal and dangerous. And just because you hurl insults and whine and use ad hominem arguments does not remotely make you right. And we all look forward for you to either understand this in a positive way together, or for you to get a ticket and smacked around enough that eventually you get it, that you're in the wrong and you're not helping society. Okay, moving on. This person writes, you're never supposed to speed at any point while driving, not even for the passing lane. In 100% of cases, I'm just going to stop there. There's a thing called the flow of traffic. There are actually times when it's okay to speed. Yes, flow of traffic. Yes, the speed limit is not an absolute law. This is the thing, period. Okay? Again, you're not a vigilante. You don't know this. Get over yourself. There's a flow of traffic. The police officer that was riding with me even read the Ohio Revised Code, and it talked about the flow of traffic. All right? Moving on. In my opinion, if you are going the speed limit, you should be able to drive in the left lane without getting harassed. Oh, God. This guy, again, just moving on. Oh, here's a good one. It's from Russia. I'm going to give an accent. It might be bad, but I think it's fun. I live in Russia, and this summer we did a 6,000-kilometer road trip to sea. In Russia, you're legally not fined for getting 20 kph over speed limit. At highways, it's normally 90, 110 kilometers per hour. So you're cruising at 110, 120, 130 kph, overtake a long-ass caravan of semis, and suddenly you're getting tailgated, honked, and flipped by some faggot who's doing 4D over limit. They really make it intimidating. They can't wait for shit. I appreciate your comment, and I hope you don't take offense to me having an accent. I think it's fun. I like hearing from people from other continents. Yeah, that could be intimidating, man. I get that. So my best thought is to you and for everybody, we need to pay attention to our mirrors and our surroundings the whole time. If we're just so busy concentrating like this, or worse yet at a phone, and not paying attention to what's up behind, then that's not good. When I'm looking in the mirror, I'm paying attention half a mile, 2 miles behind, because if I see a car getting larger and larger from a long distance, I know they're going faster. That gives me longer time to react, to potentially move over, so that in no way I end up in close quarters. So that's what I would say. And we'll move on. This person writes, I drive 20 miles per hour over all the time. I use my super bright LED headlights all the time. No one pulls out in front of me. No one stays in the left lane in front of me. Everyone thinks I'm an asshole, but no one screws with me. I am a master of my domain. I am an old man who gives no f***s. These texters beware. Dude, okay, why are there old people being assholes that are dangerous? What? You're angry at the country? You're angry at the future? Yourselves. You want to destroy everything for everybody? First of all, Bub, you're breaking the speed limit. If you want to drive 20 miles per hour over all the time, it's fine. Do your thing. You know, you might get a ticket someday. But your super bright LED headlights, especially bright, are potentially illegal. And for people in sports cars that are being normal, and you're just going to road hog them and blind them at night, again, dangerous. You theoretically could get nailed for manslaughter if they find you at fault for blinding a driver and causing a wreck. And because you're an old, what did you call yourself in it? Oh, you give no f***s. You suck. If you don't like a younger generation, you suck. Guess what? That's the future. Get out of the way. Because we're trying to make it better. And we would enjoy it if you would too. Let's help educate people, okay? This person writes, it's a young lady. I believe so, based upon the screen name and shot. Writes, haha, I'm a terrible driver, and even I know the left lane is for passing. See, even young ladies are smart drivers. Maybe old men can learn something from her. And as the last one, this person writes, as a European, this video drives me nuts. Well, sir, it drives all of us Americans nuts too. But we have a cultural problem in the United States. And that is angry people that are self-righteous, self-entitled, regardless of their age or sex and gender. They want to ruin it for everybody because they're mad at their own lives. And unfortunately, they think they have some power on the highway and a voice on the internet. And it's time for us to just move along and forget about them. I brought this up because, you know what? I think people should be mad about it. And we shouldn't take this anymore. And that hopefully our lawmakers can make it so that our law enforcement personnel are able to provide an effective solution for these left lane hogs for the safety of everybody and our roadways. And that's really all I got. If you think this is helpful, please share it. And in the meantime, I hope you will like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time.